Insidious 2 yet, there are definitely spoilers in this analyzation. So yeah, spoiler alert. So if you don't want to have anything ruined, don't watch this video. But if you are curious about why things are the way they are, and we definitely talk about questions and movies that we saw that were influenced in this movie, go ahead and give this a watch. Hey everyone, it's Jackie from ResilientStateOfMind.com, and today I have my friend Josh and my friend Heidi.
Hey.
Hello. And we're going to discuss a little bit about Insidious 2 because we're a little bit confused about the movie, which I'm sure some of you are as well. So the story, in the first movie, I think the story was executed a little bit better. Everything just seemed to flow perfectly, and the rules were simple. There's a really good twisting at the end, just like it had a dead silence, and in Insidious 2, things just get a little bit confusing. I think there was way too much going on, and I really wanted to see more of Parker Crane's character.
Yep.
I really loved the whole, like, hideous bride look. I mean, I want to know more about Parker Crane, and I feel like most of the emphasis went towards his mother.
That's why you thought that was the main ghost.
And Mother Death, I mean, it wasn't about her. It was about freaking Parker Crane, man, and they should have kept it that way. I don't know where the mother came from. She kind of was just like a character that they're like, here we go.
Oh, that's why Parker Crane's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe introduce that she's the reason why he turned out crazy, but he's the main ghost. I mean, he's the twist from the first one. Yeah. So you would think that the next one is going to be about him.
Extend it,
It could have been executed in one scene. We could have saw a backflash of his mother beating him and making him into a girl. That, to me, would have been sufficient enough.
Done.
And then, bam, Parker Crane and the creepy lipstick and all
his
the
murders.
makeup. And they should have showed why he murdered. I mean, we kind of know why he murdered the women. He obviously hates women because of his mother.
Mom,
But still, show it. Don't tell us, they should have showed us a little bit more. I was a little bit curious about the corpses in that room. Was that his...
And how he did it, how he put it there, that would have been more interesting.
Did he always kill women in that room, or did he kill them elsewhere and then bring them there and just set them up in a movie theater type of feel?
That would have been more...
A good scene, too. Could have been, following from his castration, the drama of why he wanted to castrate himself. I mean, obviously, he has gender issues, right? But, that probably could have been a powerful scene to explore that idea, but nope.
Instead of showing Mother Death, it could have just emphasized more about why Parker Crane is going insane over his
internal
mother. But it's more of his perception of why things are so screwed up in his head.
Yes.
I think that would have been a more interesting approach, but you never know what the writer and the director are thinking, so Concerning the script, I really felt like the script was rushed, and I know that James Wan was working on The Conjuring at the same time, so maybe that kind of affected how the second Insidious came out. There's definitely a lot more humor in this one. There's this one scene that I really couldn't stop laughing at. When Specs and Tucker tell Carl to go in to talk to Josh, they agreed on a code name, which they came up with either Quesadilla or Unicorn, which, those are great and all, but anyway, I mean, Carl confronts Josh about what's behind his back, and after he throws the dice and finds out that it's a knife, he starts to strangle him, and I didn't realize it until I saw the movie for the second time, that Carl starts to scream Quesadilla. He actually says Quesadilla
while he's being choked.
Now, I don't know if Unicorn would have been more effective for Specs, and Tucker to come and get him, but it kind of worked. So here's some questions that we had as audience members. The time travel thing. What was up with the whole time traveling thing? I mean, I get that the further doesn't have a conception of time, but it's a little bit confusing that Josh sees the 40-year-old self of himself in the beginning of the movie. So it's a little far-fetched because they start the movie in the 80s. So, how could he have saw himself? It just, I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's just a little bit confusing. That wasn't really explained properly to me. So, those are questions that I still have. I mean, I don't know about you guys.
There's no explanation for it, and it was just more confusing than anything. Okay, if they went somewhere with it, maybe that would have been fun, but it just happens, left you wondering why, you know, and like. You know, going back to the scene where he's knocking on the door, he breaks into his own house and he sees himself on the other side, you know. That part was just weird.
Yeah, I feel like that was a time killer almost for the script, just because, I don't know if they ran out of ideas or what, but I think that part of the movie should have emphasized more on Parker Crane and his build-up of character. And I mean, we saw that in the first movie already, you know. I don't think there was a need to show Josh going through the motions of, oh, I have to go save my child
with that guy.
It was there's another movie influence, Back to the Future. It was very Back to the Future-esque, but a lot of the rules from the first movie did not roll over into the second, so it makes things very, very confusing. So the time travel thing is still a mystery to me. Okay, the second question that we had as audience members here. When Josh is freed of the spirit of Parker Crane, Elise was hitting Mother Death. Was Parker Crane and his mom the same character?
Yeah, that...
Or were they separate people? I mean, and I understand completely that Parker Crane was freed of his memories when Elise hit the mother. But there's still no break-in, are they two separate people, or are they the same person? Because throughout the movie, we see, to me, they're two different people, because the mom is there, Mother Death is there, the same time that Parker Crane is. So that's also a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they were going to show that as separate people, I think they should have had the scene of her getting hit and, you know, Mother Death being like, ah, and then Parker Crane going like that, like separated them a little bit more temporally or, you know, because it was a little confusing. I see her point, you know.
And this is how you know that everything seems to be crunched. The story just seems rushed.
Yeah, so that's still kind of a mystery, and I mean, we all saw the movie 2 times, you know, because we just wanted to clarify things, and you know,
see if we missed something.
Yeah, but it's still a little bit far-fetched. Question 3: the rules. Okay, the rules are a little bit unclear from the first movie rolling into the second. So why, if in the first movie, the spirits were damn serious about getting into the bodies of the living, why didn't Mother Death pursue one of the living people? Why didn't she want to go into one of them? Which might answer the previous question. Maybe they were the same person, Parker Crane and his mother. Because, you know, from my understanding, these spirits really want life again. So why didn't Mother Death go ahead and try to possess Renee or, you know, anybody for that matter? Or, you know, the son? Yeah, anybody. Question 4. Okay, what was the meaning of the red door? Because in the first movie, the red door is the red lipstick-faced demon's lair, or whatever. And then this one, I thought, okay, for sure we're going to see this demon. But we don't even see this demon anymore. He's just not part of the story, which fine. Definitely going to be in the third one if there is a third one. But honestly, was this a memory room? I mean, I'm really not sure what this room represents anymore.
Good question. Yep. It's the same device, the red door, but not really a connection between the two, at least that we can't think of right now, you know? What is... memories?
Yeah. The only thing that I can figure is that it's just a room that your greatest fears come to life, or whatever demon you're dealing with at the moment is in that room. That's the only thing I could figure.
That's weird, yeah.
But it's still... I guess they should have not used the door at all, or explained that a little bit more. Question 5. If Josh was such an experienced astral projector, why couldn't he get back into his body? I mean, I get the whole idea that Parker Crane is now trying to possess him, but he's not fully Parker Crane yet either. So, why couldn't he have fought the ghost off? I mean, honestly, he does that in the first movie. He's the one that's alive, not them.
They said the stronger is because you're alive.
Yeah.
You're dead, so that's
Parker Crane is not 100% alive yet in that body. So I think Josh had an opportunity to get his body back.
Well, if there's a spirit... How about if there's a spirit already in his body, though, can it be occupied? Or, you know, it's already occupied, so how can he get back into his own body?
True, but the spirit wasn't... It's not fully alive yet. You know, so in the first one, he's able to, the long-haired fiend, for example, Elise tells him, "You're the one that's alive, not the ghost."
See, that's
and
why...
he pushes the long-haired feet out of the way. Why couldn't he have done that with Parker Crane?
With Parker Crane, because Parker Crane's dead, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's slowly eating Josh's, life out, but it's not 100% there yet. So I think that was a possibility that he could have gone back and repossessed his body and told Parker Crane to get the hell out.
Because I'm stronger than you.
I have the feeling, though, that he was completely possessed the whole time in Insidious 2.
Well, yeah, of course. But remember also, Mother Death was saying, you have to kill because your decrepit soul is deteriorating his living body. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't fully human yet either, from my understanding of it.
But that's the point, too. Like, if he kills, how is that going to make him not die? You know what I mean? Like, your dead soul is killing the human body, right? Mm-hmm. And so by killing other people, that's gonna revive the body.
Supposedly, that's how it was. That's how I understood
implied
it.
That's what the mom
writer
said.
Yeah, that was how it was implied.
That's
so it's a little confusing. There could have been some clarification with that, but yeah. So that's another question that we just kind of pondered after watching it, and still haven't really figured it out, obviously. Yeah. So here's a couple of final thoughts that we all had and discussed. Mm-hmm. What we really liked was that in the first movie, Parker Crane, which is the Victorian woman dressed in the Black Bride dress, is actually a male actor that played a female. Now, I really like that Juan and Lee Wannell just kind of built a story on the fact that this actor was a man. So they're like, you know what? Let's just throw cross-dressing into this because that's really what it was in the first movie. We just didn't tell the audience that. So that was a really original idea. Good job, guys. I mean, that was really cool that you built a story just based on that fact.
And worked with it.
Yeah. But the thing is, I guess the only problem was the black dress. Why Parker Crane dressed up like a bride and it was black?
Yeah.
Did it mean something?
What was the symbolism? Now, I mean, just from thinking about this, I feel like maybe the symbolism of the black dress is the death of his childhood. Because there is a gigantic emphasis on baby toys and childhood and youth in this movie. And as we saw, Parker Crane's childhood was basically taken away from him, which is why he wanted to possess Josh in the first place, because he wanted to relive his childhood normally. Mm-hmm. Probably without this crazy lady in his head all the time.
Yeah.
So to me, I definitely think that the black dress represents, like, his stolen childhood, and that he became just such a dark person and twisted that it's just death all the time for him, or bad thoughts. And the ending of Insidious 2, do you guys think there's going to be a third? Maybe, maybe not. James Wan said that he retired from the genre, which I was really sad to hear, because honestly, he's just revolutionized the horror genre for many people. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just goes against the cliches. He's created his own genres, subgenres of horror, which is absolutely brilliant, which was the whole astral projection idea. So, will there be a third installment? We don't know, maybe. Anything is possible. But if there is, I think that the story's going to be about the red lipstick demon.
Yeah.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah, the last scene, it shows, Elise going up to the girl. And again, just like in the first movie when it reveals the red lipstick demon, she, the scene gets really, really dark. It focuses on her face. Her reaction is the whole, scene, and she's like looking at it into the dark corner, which is behind this girl. Just like in the first movie, Elise sees the demon in the corner, and it doesn't show the demon either. Mm-hmm. She later explains what it was.
Yeah, and we do hear that, like, clicking noise of the hand, which in the first one we saw that.
Where he points.
So I hope that they do bring that character back, and that they do bring the original actor for that, which was the composer for the first movie. Oh, yeah. So that guy just was a perfect person for that part. So I really hope they bring him back.
That was the creepiest part of the first one, I think. And then right behind us, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
That was very creepy.
Yeah, so third installment, yay, nay, maybe. We'll see. One thing that I did notice in this movie was that James Wan pays homage to past horror films, and a lot of them.